Good morning and welcome back. This is a very key article. We've noticed some details that not one other guru has noticed. Keep in mind, Iraq is still under UN Chapter 7 sanctions. They have to fulfill all remaining portions of that they can to get as far out of Chapter 7 as they can before they can go international. Now, keep in mind, they've been under these UN Chapter 7 sanctions since the fall of Saddam Hussein. Okay? So, that's been about 15 years now. And they've had 15 years to correct this. And there were roughly 3 remaining items. One was there's like war reparations or money owed to Kuwait. That's going to be paid back over many years through oil proceeds. Forget about that. That's going to take many years. That's not a concern. So there's 2 remaining items that Iraq had to fulfill towards Kuwait to get everything done that they could. The last 2 remaining items to get out of Chapter 7 that didn't take many years. The first one was they had to return the body parts. You guys saw them do that 3 weeks ago. They just did the last step, and I put it in a news article for you guys yesterday morning. They had to return artifacts. They just did that in the last few days. And notice how the UN was back in Iraq just over the last few days. You saw articles talking about the UN being in Iraq. They didn't really tell us why. This article is one of the reasons why the UN is there. It's because Iraq is fulfilling its obligations to get out of Chapter 7 to become international. Okay? And notice how they're doing it now in Q3. Okay? And you know they're coming into new money and stuff in Q4. Okay? But notice how they're doing all this in Q3. So, read this sentence up above. It says, commitment shown by Iraq in fulfilling all remaining international obligations stipulated in the relevant Security Council resolutions towards the state of Kuwait as required. This is showing you and telling you that Iraq is on its way out of Chapter 7, and that's why the UN is there now. This is huge, guys. I hope you see this. Have a great day.
Kuwait calls on countries participating in the conference to rebuild Iraq to fulfill their obligations, posted by Walter, August 29, 2019. Economy News, Baghdad. Kuwait, which participated in the conference on the reconstruction of Iraq, which hosted Kuwait in February last year, to fulfill its obligations. Kuwait's permanent representative to the UN Ambassador Mansour al-Atabi said during the session of the Security Council on Iraq, according to the official Kuwait news agency, Kuna, that he encouraged all countries that participated in the conference to fulfill their commitments, expressing hope for cooperation and coordination with the Iraqi government to establish a mechanism to follow up on the implementation of those commitments to contribute to achieving the aspirations of Iraqis. Al-Atabi added that her bilateral relationship with the Republic of Iraq is witnessing continuous and positive developments, turning the page of that painful past, opening a new page of fruitful cooperation and translating this approach by solving the remaining outstanding issues. He continued, bilateral visits are at the highest level, most notably the visit of the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah last June, and the joint bilateral committees are an important indicator to strengthen the cooperation. Since the demise of Saddam Hussein's regime, Kuwait has provided all kinds of support and assistance to the Iraqi people, surpassing the circumstances that prevented it in a manner commensurate with the depth of our common interests, he said. He continued, we look forward to strengthening support by investing promising opportunities in the so-called relations and raise them to the level of ambition and achieve the 2 countries and their people's progress and prosperity. Praising the commitment shown by Iraq in fulfilling all remaining international obligations stipulated in the relevant Security Council resolutions towards state of Kuwait as required.